Hello, it's Jackie here with a quick video about Blackboard, of having some parents going, Blackboard is so frustrating. It's slow, it cuts off, it stops, it hiccups, it glitches. It does. You are so right. Whether you're using a device or your computer, there's a few things you should know. One, bandwidth. Are you on Wi-Fi or are you actually wired? Are you actually plugged in? Huge difference. When you start up Blackboard, usually for the first time, it'll ask you, are you on Wi-Fi, wireless, or are you on cable DSL, like a wired network? If you know that that device or that machine is constantly going to be Wi-Fi or constantly be a wired, then you can check the box, don't tell me again, and select your option. But if you're like on a laptop and sometimes you're going to be plugged in and sometimes you're going to be Wi-Fi, then don't say, don't ask me again. Make sure you select Wi-Fi or plugged in, whatever you're at the time. That makes a huge difference in, again, the performance of your Blackboard launcher. I wanted to show you something really quick that will help you. You may or may not know about it. Let me share my screen real quick. All right. This is my beautiful family. Okay, here we are. I'm on a Windows machine, Macintosh. I'm sorry, you probably do or don't have the same option. I cannot help you right now. I'm going to click on the Windows icon in the lower left and go down here to B, Blackboard Collaborate Launcher. You may or may not know about it. Here it is. And of course, it talks about it. Here it is. And then here's a quick reference guide if you really wanted to know more about it. Click on acknowledgements and just say, thanks for making this. And then click on advanced. This is you. This is where you can control it. You first want to clear your cache. So you click on that, and I actually just did it so it won't pop up. It'll pop up and do a quick little scroll bar across. Let's check for updates. You click on updates, and behind here it pops up and it says you're up to date. You may or may not be up to date, so that would help a lot too. This Blackboard launcher is what launches your Blackboard. So again, this is really good to do if you're having issues. Let's close this out, and I'm going to open up a folder of my downloads. Every time you visit Blackboard for a live class or for a recording, you get a file that gets thrown onto your computer. And if you're like us, we go every week, whether it's a recording or live, and we have a ton of these files in our computer. So I only have two because this is actually my computer. My students' computers have a bazillion of these. You can click on every single one that says meeting. It'll be meeting, meeting one, meeting two. Select all those and just go ahead and delete them, okay? And you say yes. Then the playbacks, these are the replays. You can also delete those as well. And just make sure you empty your trash. I have a lot of trash actually. There we go, 46 items. So delete your trash. Get it out and off your computer so your Blackboard can perform a lot better than it is now. I will also help with this little tip and trick at the end here at this video. Keep your Blackboard, what do you call it? Clean. Keep it up to date. Keep it, make sure you're not using Netflix, Spotify. Make sure you're not on anything that's using up a lot of bandwidth. If you're on Wi-Fi, you got to really make sure wherever you are, especially at home, turn all those other things off that's using the internet. Whether you have Amazon TV or Google Chrome, all these things that are pulling from your internet is going to be using up the bandwidth. So you got to make sure everything's off and you're at your class. So the other tip from one mom to another mom or dad or whoever, educators, grandma, grandpa, I just want to say that you need to be there engaged. I am so guilty of, being on this thing going, okay, your teacher's talking and I'm on here, maybe playing my Yahtzee or something. But overall, you need to put it down and you need to say, hey, your teacher is asking, your student classmate if this and this is greater than or less than, or who is the one who signed the Declaration of Independence, or who, you need to be there pointing at the screen, engaging just as well. Our children are imitators and they watch us. And if we're not watching, they're not gonna watch. So I'm guilty. I've had a pep talk myself, and that's what these videos are too, to remind myself of my own tips and tricks and things that I know that I kind of get lazy at. But I thought, as from one parent to another parent who is using Blackboard for their child's school, these are great tips and tricks. At least from kindergarten, first, second grade, you definitely need to be sitting with your student, helping them engage, saying, hey, look what your teacher is doing, and look what your coworker, yeah, kind of, your classmates doing. This is teaching our kids to show up, to participate, to deal with things when they don't work. to be there and be patient when you're not wanting to be there. These are life skills we're teaching our kids. It's way beyond the phonics and math and, you know, history. So again, let them learn these wonderful life skills from you, and with the clunky, chunky, sometimes Blackboard Launcher. So my name is Jackie. I'm, again, fellow parent. It is a pleasure to make these videos to help hopefully other parents know that they're not alone and that there are some tips and tricks to make things better. Well, my tea back here is getting cold, so I'm going to go now. Thank you. Keep commenting. Every time I hear something, I'm like, I just want to make a video and help explain that. So let me know what I can help you learn, and this will, again, help us all. Thank you.